I was up in the attic and I found something that I think might help me bring this idea to life. Introducing the Furniture Generator 3000.
Wow.
This will surely help me out.
Push me.
Should I push it?
Yeah.
Leave a comment. Should I push it?
Push it. Beep boop, beep boop.
Too pretty to paint.
Beep boop, beep boop.
Way too big for getting started. That's a goat.
Skibbity boop, boop, boop. What the? Beep boop, beep boop.
Thanks to the Furniture Generator 3000, I think I found the perfect piece of furniture. I want to take a quick second to let you know that we have a free shipping event right now on atlantictallow.com where you can find all natural skincare and products for your home, made by us right here on our farm in Nova Scotia, Canada. This piece of furniture was on Facebook Marketplace for $25. And I would say that typically this is a little bit more than I would like to pay for a piece of furniture this size. But beggars can't be choosers when you live in the middle of nowhere. So we're working with it, okay? And I still think that we can flip this for a very good profit after I give it the restoration that I think this cute little table deserves. So during this video, I'm going to show you some tips and tricks on how I refinish furniture and how you can do it too. Trust me, it is not as intimidating as people would like to make you think that it is. And you can start with little to no supplies, no fancy equipment, and kind of just work your way up as you go. That's what I did, and I have been flipping furniture for quite a long time. So let's get started. This cute little table, I'm pretty sure is extremely old. I don't know how many times it's been painted, but it really doesn't matter because we're going to still be able to transform this into something amazing in the end. This is a pretty lightweight, dainty table, and I wouldn't say it's in world's best condition. You can see it has some pretty good chunks out of the front here. A really big gouge that someone even painted over and didn't restore. You can kind of see a little bit of its past life through some of the coloring that's showing. There is a significant crack on the top, yet it's not all the way through, so I think we can rectify that. What drew me to this piece was this cute scalloping on the front, and honestly, the little dainty legs were really cute, maybe for just a little table to put my tea on, and I loved how the front detailing came out to the sides. At one point, it did have a routered edge, not so much on the front anymore. The other side, not really in any better condition, but we do have a bit of the routered edge still showing on this side. So perhaps this will be the front of the piece. First step to a really well prepared transformation for a furniture makeover is to make sure that your prep work is done. And for me, that's always degreasing the piece. It doesn't matter if it came from someone's house, in an old barn find, at the thrift store. There's going to be dirt and grime on here and probably greases that can affect the paint and finish that you put on your piece. So I would suggest using a TSP Dawn dish soap or a dish soap that has a degreaser in it. Works perfectly good. An all-purpose cleaner. Don't feel like you have to spend a lot of money on like a specific degreaser to do this. Use what you have, especially when you start out on furniture making over. You don't want to obviously invest a whole bunch of money in supplies until you really get going. So use what you have. I can see some past dripping furniture. Probably some type of a clear coat that's turned a little bit of like a yellowy orange color. Oh, I just revealed some paint color that I couldn't see underneath the grime. So definitely it's worth it to do this. One of my biggest pet peeves about furniture flipping is that people forget the underside of the furniture. Or if you're sitting at different levels in the room and then you see and reveal a section that they didn't paint on a cabinet or something, make sure to do all of the piece, not just some of it. It's gonna give you a much more professional look finish in the end. Cobwebs. Now that we are clean and dry, we're going to go on to the sanding aspect of doing our furniture makeover. You don't have to have a fancy orbital sander. You can purchase just a regular square rectangular palm sander on Marketplace for maybe between like $15 and $40 likely. You can always upgrade later. This one was I think $15 or $20 on Marketplace. It's done me good for the whole 5 years we've lived here in Nova Scotia. It's working great for me and I haven't even upgraded. Tip to save you some money when you're starting out is buy sheets of sandpaper and then just cut them yourself to size. It's only going to take you a couple extra seconds and it's going to be about half the cost as if you bought the pieces that were already pre-cut to size for either your orbital or for your regular palm sander. So just a way to save a little bit of budget when starting out, just cut your own. It's so much cheaper. On this particular piece, you can see I have some edging that goes around. When you have a palm sander, you don't want to sand too hard because you don't want to take away the detailing. We're going to use just a loose piece of sandpaper for that. So just be mindful of your edges, that you don't roll it down, because you just want to stay to all the flat surfaces with the palm sander. So when you take a close look at this, you can see that there's a lot of like gooped dry paint that someone has let like too much go over some of the front sides. So when I'm sanding, I'm gonna get rid of some of this. Our makeover is gonna look much more professional if we get rid of any of this stuff. We don't wanna be painting over those raised edges. Gonna wipe it down so that I can see where any of the imperfections on the table so I can see where any of the imperfections are. There's quite a few on this table, so we're gonna use some wood filler and try to fill in as many as we can and kind of reshape just a few of these areas that have been a little too well loved. I'm not super concerned about really anything on the legs. They weren't too bad, but this front section here I'm not too happy with. So I'm just using this wood filler here for interior exterior projects. Honestly, sometimes it's easier to just use your fingertip to shove it in the holes if you really need to. My wood filler dried super fast because it's a beautiful sunny day, so we're gonna sand it all off, make sure it's nice and smooth. The other day I worked on our laundry room makeover and I was painting tile and I purchased this Stick It primer. It was the first time I had used it and I really liked it. So I'm gonna use it again to prime this piece since I already have an open jar. I'm going to use a lint-free roller. I really like these plush ones as opposed to the foam rollers. These ones don't really leave the bubbles like the foam ones do, so that's why I choose these ones. I also wanna work with a paintbrush for some of the detailed areas and of course a tray to put the primer in. When I'm applying primer, I usually make sure that it's a thin coat. I would rather do 2 thin coats than 1 really thick coat. Again, you don't want to have any dripping edges or anything, and so a thin application is always going to give you a much better result in the end. Okay, remember when we bought our house, this $18.99 abandoned home that we pulled up to sight unseen? If you are new to our channel, we sold everything we owned and we moved to a completely different province, bought a house we had never seen before, and it has the most beautiful tin walls in the hallway, one of the original integrity pieces of the home. It took me like 7 different paint colors of baby blue to try to find the right blue. I was determined to paint the hallway, and I was yet to find, after 5 years of being here, the perfect light blue color. I found it, YouTube family. I found the most beautiful blue color ever, and it's called Dusty Cornflower. I'm gonna do a little sample of it on this table. I think this will really just give some life to this piece, and it'll give us a chance to be like, is this the perfect blue for the hallway? Maybe we're gonna paint it again, who knows? Okay, so let's try this out. This is my new favorite blue color. It's absolutely stunning. Now that we're primed, you can do a very, very light light sanding if you want to. You don't have to. I'm not going to for this piece. I don't think this is like a multi-million-dollar piece of furniture, so to put too much time into it would kind of be silly. So we're just gonna paint right on over it. Oh yes, this is the blue that the hallway needs to be. You can use a roller if you're more comfortable. You can use a brush. Just make sure that it's a soft bristled brush if you're going to use a paintbrush. Try not to go over the areas you just painted too many times. Thin coats are better than thick. That's basically the only advice I have for you on painting. First coats always look terrible. Don't get discouraged. It's going to come together in the end. He agrees with me. He's always cheering me on. Are you my biggest fan, Rooster? When you're first starting out on refinishing furniture, you want to consider obviously your initial cost for everything. So you want to be able to flip for a profit. That's the whole idea. If you're doing it for yourself, maybe you're not going to add up and it doesn't matter as much. But one of the tips that I want to share with you is buy a sample jar of paint. You can choose whatever paint colors you want in any brand you want and have a sample jar made at basically any hardware or paint store. These are usually going to be between like $8 and $10, sometimes less depending on where you live, but in Canada where I am, these are going to be somewhere around like $6 to $8. This is going to give you a significant amount of paint. You'd be surprised at how much paint you actually need to paint something especially like this. I could probably paint 5 dressers with this amount of paint, maybe even more. So what I do is I find a paint sample that I want. It could be a really expensive paint color like a Pharaoh and Ball, and I could say to the hardware store, I'd like this Pharaoh and Ball color just in a sample jar like this, and I'm going to save a significant amount of money. Not to mention, you're going to be able to use it for multiple projects depending on the color that you pick. For this, I'm just using some house paint that I already have left over here, painting right out of a gallon. When you're refinishing, you want to make sure that you think if you're going to resell it, what colors you're using. You don't necessarily want to paint it something that you're going to want because you're going to end up wanting to keep it, but paint it something that you think would fit the majority of most people's homes. But you still want to stand out. At the beginning, it's mostly about starting to try to like make some money off of your first pieces. So neutral is probably your safest bet. Once you get a bit of a name behind you, you can start getting a little more creative with your coloring. But I would suggest anything like cream, a really beautiful blue color, maybe even navy or black. Sometimes that just is really good for a seller because it makes things look super crisp and classy. Keeping original hardware, things like that. We don't have any hardware for this piece. I'm choosing a beautiful blue color. I think it's gonna go, it's a trending color right now. Think about those types of things when you're working on your first pieces. My paint is pretty much dry, at least for the most part, and I want to start painting just a really cute finishing touch on this piece. This is not necessary, especially not for your first piece of furniture if that's what you're working on, but I want to paint some white detailing. I just think it will level up this piece just a little bit and using leftover paint. So not going to cost me anything more, but a couple minutes of my time. So I'm going to start my detailing. Don't be afraid to just try new things, because even if you aren't world's best painter, because I certainly am not, you can just dabble with painting. And it is, honestly, it's just paint. It's not that serious. You can just paint over it if you'd like to. pretty sure I have ran out of sunshine, but that is the front of my hand painted table. I think I want to add one of the larger flowers on this little section right there, just so that you see that little bit of whimsy from the front. Also, I need to flip this around and paint the same thing or similar on the back side. The good thing is it doesn't have to be perfectly the same because it's obviously on the opposite side. Now that we have painted our adorable table, I need to clear coat the table. And I'm super excited to do this because I have been doing so cute. I have been doing DIY furniture for a very, very long time. And you know that I love to use natural products because we have our Atlantic Tallow, which does all natural skincare and home products. And it was really important for me to do that in pretty much every aspect of my life. I have designed my own finishing paste that's perfect for restoration for furniture. And I'm so excited because it's something that's completely natural that can be used on all types of your wooden furniture, whether it's painted or stained, or you want to add just a little bit more like luster into pieces that you already have. And so I'm going to use that. I actually dropped my jar, so I have mine in a little tub here. I'm just going to use a lint-free kind of cotton tea towel. You can use one of those blue shop rags, works really good. But again, I like to reuse things. I don't like to waste by buying like paper towel or something that's disposable. So I'm just gonna use a tea towel. We're gonna work in just some circular motions over the top and over our design. And we're gonna get this clear coated. And awesome, natural, right? So we're Atlantic Tallow and our logo is a Highland cow. And so this is strong like a bull for your furniture. So I have some of my paste and I'm going to start doing circular motions over the whole piece of furniture. And you can reapply this every couple months and just keep things really protected, really nice. Or again, like I mentioned, if it was a stained piece of furniture, you could just add a little bit of luster into furniture pieces that you already have at your house. This is gonna harden up really nicely and really just hydrate your piece of furniture. It's that easy to put on and it's clear, it dries clear. It's sort of a buttery color in your container, but it completely dries clear. I find that with some other products that I've used in the past that the hardened wax doesn't actually dry perfectly clear, and that bothered me. So I really wanted to focus on that with the design that the actual formula that I made for mine. My table is all waxed with my furniture paste, my Atlantic Tallow furniture paste. It looks so good. I'm super excited about it. I am going to be listing this on Marketplace. So I think I'm probably going to put it up for $125. I did buy this table for $25. So I think that will be a great investment, return on investment for the time that I put into it. Again, if you're working on your own furniture, you don't have to spend a lot of money on your first pieces. You can kind of keep going and increase what you want to spend on things as you go if you want to. I used leftover paint. I used sandpaper and little bits and baubles of things that I had from leftover projects. I used a Marketplace sander. Again, you can see I was able to transform this without any fancy equipment. And I promise you that you can do it too. It is not as hard or as intimidating as it may seem. I want to thank you so much for watching today's video. If you love furniture flips, crafting videos, seasonal decor, home decor DIY projects, upcycling, trash to treasures, and more, you will love our channel. So I hope that we earned your subscription today. Don't forget to leave me a comment down below. Is this something that you would try? Do you have any tips for other refinishers? Is this going to be your first makeover where you find your own table? Let me know. And also, I would love to see your projects. So follow me on Facebook so you can send me your own projects because I'd love to see what you're working on as well. I hope this video inspired you to do your own furniture makeovers and make a little extra money for your family at the same time. I love you. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.